Welcome back to Straight Facts. I'm joined by Lee Gunner as ever. How you doing, mate? How are you doing?
I'm very good, man. I'm very good. It's mad windy here, man. Like all week since Friday, it's just been ridiculous wind. Nice and sunny, but yeah, very windy. Just been playing FIFA. I've got back on the FIFA hype.
Living life, living your best life out there, mate. Yeah, I have no sympathy when it comes to the weather. None whatsoever. Viewers, we hope you're good. Make sure like buttons are smashed. Subscribe into the terrace. Subscribe to Lee Gunner's channel. Link for his channel is in the title of the video. Lots to delve into on tonight's show. Antonio Conte appointed. Unai Emery maybe going Newcastle. Are United doomed? We are going to touch on Jamie O'Hara's comments as well about Tottenham being back. That'll be an interesting one. But I don't think we can start anywhere else, mate. We can't start anywhere else other than Antonio Conte, now officially the Tottenham manager. Give me your take on that, especially as a Gooner.
I'm fuming, if I'm honest. I'm absolutely fuming. Like all I've heard, and I've wanted Antonio Conte for, well, I can't even remember how long. It's a long time. And we should have gone and got him when he left Inter. We didn't. We've persisted with this Project Youth. And it's like, you know, this guy turns water into wine rapidly, mate. Like real quick. Everywhere he's been, he wins something really quickly. And it's like, you know, Tottenham have got no history of winning anything, really, especially in my lifetime. They barely win anything. I think they've won 5 trophies in my 39 years. And it's like, if he goes in there and wins them something pretty quick, then he's a hero, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I just look at it and I think, you know, a lot of our fans have said that, you know, we couldn't attract somebody like Conte, you know, blah, blah, blah. So how have Tottenham attracted him? You know, it's like, you know, they don't win anything. Yeah, they've got a nice stadium. They've got Harry Kane who's down tools. They're shipping goals for fun. How have they attracted him? It's like, I know they're paying him a lot of money, but he's going to get paid a lot of money wherever he goes. So it's like, I look at it and I think, no, we're obviously going to speak about Jamie O'Hara later, but it's like, I wouldn't say they're back because they were never there. They don't win anything. Yeah, let's be real. This is why I don't jump up and down, Terry, when we beat them, because we beat them every year. And it's like, no, back to what? What are you back to? Because you've not won anything for what, 12 years, 13 years? So where are you back to? Well, back with a chance of being Champions League that you're then not going to win. Yeah, and it's like, it's true though, isn't it? Let's be real.
No, yeah. And I hear you on that. I think I look at it this way for me. I kind of got tagged in a lot of tweets today from people saying, like, Man United fans pretending not to be angry. And I'm sort of like, I'm not necessarily angry that we didn't appoint Antonio Conte per se. It was my club's rationale that he would damage the corporate structure, that his sponsors might not like him. Ed Woodward not wanting to sack another manager during his watch. It's almost, let's not have the full failed manager under Ed Woodward's watch. Just wait for him to leave and then we'll appoint someone else. For me, that's like, if you'd have come out, even if it was bullshit, it just sounded better if you just said, look, we're looking for a different type of manager who plays a different way. Antonio Conte, brief the media to say that, but no, it comes out that it's more about money, corporate structure and everything else. And look, we'll touch on Jamie O'Hara's comments in a few moments. It's worthwhile speaking about, but Antonio Conte could be a game changer at Tottenham. Maybe not winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, but it's another massive hurdle for Man United and Arsenal to get over now in terms of getting back into the top 4 because he's that good a coach. He just is that good. And a lot of people are laughing at Tottenham and they're not going to do much. I see a lot of salt. I see a lot of fear and I see a lot of anger. Man United fans are showing it. They're being very outright. I can't believe they've got him. We're so annoyed. I'm seeing Chelsea fans like, he was crap. You know, I saw one guy call him a wig-wearing rat. And I'm like, your nose seems out of joint. And Arsenal fans on socials, for me, are the ones that are really frustrated. There's a comment that Terry, you're burning, aren't you? Yeah, I am. But I'm not bitter towards Tottenham about it. I'm burning because a club with Tottenham's pedigree and size compared to mine has got a world-class manager. That means there are 4 teams now in the Prem with world-class managers that my team have to leapfrog over to make it into at least a Champions League spot. The only saving grace in that is that the Glazers will always sack when top 4 qualification doesn't happen. So it almost it gives more of a chance of Ollie going at the end of the campaign. But it's just a write-off of a season, mate.
It's a waste of time. Like, you're wasting time. The same as our club. We're wasting time. Like, you know, Arsenal fans are jumping for joy because we're 9 unbeaten. Mate, we're 6th in the table. Yeah, if we had got rid of him and gone and got Conte right now, we're getting top 4. Because our squad right now is in better form than Tottenham's. We've got probably overall maybe a better squad than them. Maybe. I don't know. They've got the makings of a good spine of a team, like with Kane and Son and Ndombele, Romero, Reguilon, the goalkeeper. They've kind of got pretty decent players there. But then so have we. And it's like when I was sitting saying that Arsenal should be aiming and getting top 4 this season, it's no excuse if we don't. All summer I said that. All season I've said it. Now all of a sudden we've gone 9 unbeaten and everyone's saying we can get top 4. Well, where you been? I've been telling you this all summer. And now they've gone and got him. That's now... and listen, he's going to make them defensively better. He'll probably get Kane and Son firing again. If he does, we know what they can do. You know, Jose, look at what Jose did with them two last season, beginning of last season. You know, and they were breaking records, them two. So if he gets them firing, then they're big players for them, man. And then Ndombele, absolute baller, man. Yeah. And the goalkeeper I don't particularly rate that highly, but he's still a very good Premier League goalkeeper.
You've got to look at this. The quality of their squad. Nuno didn't work, but they're still only 5 points off 4th. They still won a fair amount of games. They improve by 50% under Conte minimum for me. They can make it. One of the promises that's been reported that they're going to spend well and buy some good quality players in January. And Antonio Conte is the type of manager that's able to attract big players as well. People will want to play for him. So look, it's an amazing appointment for Tottenham. Who, listen, it's on their board now to back him, like they didn't back Pochettino. You know, there were times when they needed to keep reinvesting in that squad and they didn't. But they've got a great opportunity now, Tottenham, to get back in the Champions League, and who knows after that. I did want to ask you a question. Before that, I'm going to go to the super chat first that says, I don't think United fans understand how bad this take off the Walt Disney mask and actually see the House of Cards is on fire. I see. What's CBA mean? I can't be asked. Can't be asked with United. I'm so old. I don't know all these things. Can't be asked with United. I hear you that. One of the things a lot of people have sort of shouted out at me. Red Sea podcast here. Big shout out to you, Terry. Called the Nuno Conte stuff before anyone else, even Sky. Full disclosure, I did tweet about it last night. The 2 Italian journalists that I've become very friendly with in the last 9 months, I shouted them out last night for the insight. They were the guys that gave it to me, man like Alfredo and Pedro. Pedro's actually not Italian. He's Portuguese. They were the ones that gave me the information. And it was so funny on Sunday because I went live with the information. And it was like, you're making this up. I was like, we'll see then. We'll see. Turns out to be bang on. Well done, Pedro and him.
Have they all come back to apologise?
No.
Oh, okay. No, just checking, mate.
No, never. I need to ask. A lot of people have messaged me though the last few days. Is straight facts happening? Yes. We want to chat to Lee. I'm like, why? They said because no, nothing about anything mad. It was football. They're like, is Lee now panicking? 9 games unbeaten. You're looking
panicking
good.
For what?
Like legit. Like they feel like again. It's that 9 games unbeaten. You were wrong about. Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling worried, Lee? Are you feeling worried, bruv? You feeling worried?
Worried for what? We're 6th. Yeah, Terry, let me tell you something, right? I've supported this club for nearly 40 years. I've seen this club rinse and repeat this little run of form non-stop in the last 15 of them. You know, when we signed Mustafi, I'm going to say this. If anyone's watched my streams already, you've heard this, yeah? So apologies, but obviously it's a different audience here. When we signed Mustafi and he slotted in with Koscielny and our fans went cringe and called him Kostafi, right? They went 26 games straight unbeaten when Mustafi signed. Yeah, 26. Unai Emery went 22 unbeaten. Everyone's jumping for joy because we beat AFC Wimbledon, Norwich, Burnley, like Leeds. These are teams I expect to beat. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like ultimately, both of them two managers that did them little unbeaten runs, obviously Wenger did the 49 as well, but we're going way back, which is precisely 6,396 days today that we last won the league, right? That's how long ago it was. And that's why people can't, they need to know that figure, because when they're saying give it another year, give it another 2 years, give it another 3 years, well, we're going to touch 10,000 days. We're just going to wait for it to hit 10 days. And that's why I get the because our fans jump around like idiots at times, man, after a couple of wins. The only game I didn't expect or wouldn't necessarily expect to win was the Leicester game. Yeah, we should be beating Villa. Yeah, first time we've done that in 4 attempts, by the way. First time we've scored against them in 4 attempts. Right, Crystal Palace, we haven't beaten them at home for 4 years. That's a disgrace. Yeah, and I know they got a result at City and whoopee-doo and blah, blah, blah. We should be beating Palace. We didn't, we drew, and our fans were knee sliding around in stoppage time with the last kick of the game when we equalised, right? Then we played Burnley. We scraped through that. We beat Norwich. We scraped through that. Yeah, and it's like, we played Tottenham. Well, we beat Tottenham every season, so why are we jumping around like that? And it's like, people need to raise the standard a little bit, Terry, because at the end of the day, our fans will jump around laughing at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Man United. Well, they're still above us. And then we're jumping for joy because we're 9 unbeaten. Whoopee. No, this is just, for me, it's the same as when people have said to me, you can't judge the league until Christmas. Well, why? Why can't you? Every game counts, doesn't it? Yeah, but it don't for Arsenal. It don't for Arsenal, because then what happens is when you're way out of it by Christmas and then you finally get your shit together, you're then champions from Christmas onwards. Rinse and repeat every single season.
And do you know what? I've kind of said that to a few. And I think you're looking quite tidy at the moment. I think you're playing well. I think I praise a lot of your signings in the summer. Ramsdale, I think, has been excellent in terms of his form right now. And I think there's a lot of things to be positive about and excited about. But people ask me, it's always weird sometimes, like, well, why do you think Lee is so negative? And I'm like, I don't look at it as negativity.
It's not negative. I want to win the league, Terry. That's positive.
No, and I hear you. I look at it from this point of view, and I've said this. It's why I'm really angry about the Glazer situation at the moment at Man United, because I've sat here for 6 years on socials talking about it, and it's never really caught fire. And I get frustrated when it becomes trendy and everybody's talking about it, and then we'll appoint a new manager or we'll make a big Ronaldo-esque signing and everybody stops talking about them. It bothers me. And my point to a lot of people is that everything that's being said right now about this improvement at Arsenal, some of the threads I've read are very detailed and nuanced, and they sound great about the improvements and what's to come for this young, attacking and exciting squad. But my point to a lot of people is, if you've been around long enough or you're of a certain age, for over 15 years, that's been said every single season. And my point to people is this: I don't think Lee is being overtly negative. Lee's just, in my view, going, I'll start supporting it once I see it, as opposed to having blind faith in a club. It's like with me. Whenever I hear the Glazers are doing something, I'll give it a slight benefit of the doubt. But until I see it yield the fruits of that labor, I'm never going to believe it, because, again, they told us they were building a culture at Man United that's about winning trophies. Their reasoning for not taking Antonio Conte was commercial based and the ego of Ed Woodward. What's that got to do with winning trophies? Ed Woodward's ego should, and that's why it's like, that's why I don't believe that nonsense, because they keep lying to us. And I'm not suggesting that this Arsenal team cannot make top 4. That would be, it's stupid to say they can't do it or they won't do it. I'm a bit like you in the sense of, I'll believe it more when I see it. And maybe that's because I'm jaded. Maybe that's because even since I've been on socials, this is like the 3rd time that I've heard people speak about Arsenal in a particular way. And so, okay, I'm just going to wait to see. And I know you're in that space. And I know a lot of older Arsenal fans are just like, whoa, slow down. And there's some younger ones or some newer people to the social media scene that are just like, no, I want to jump on this bandwagon. And I get why they do it, because you get a lot of traction really quickly at the moment when you're positive.
That's exactly why they do it. Yeah, they can't take. There was a great comment in there a minute ago that said football's about emotions. No, football's about winning titles, mate. That's the elite level sport is about winning. Yeah, it's not about like, yeah, cool. For fans, it's about emotion, but for the football team or the club that you support, whatever it may be, whatever sport you're in, the aim of elite level sport is to win, not to finish 3rd loser. It's to win. Like, and I like I said this on one of my shows I did the other day. If you remember in '93, Terry, right? Arsenal finished 12th, I think, right? But we won both the cups, the League Cup and the FA Cup, both against Sheffield Wednesday, right? That then qualified us for the Cup Winners' Cup, which we then won as well. So we won 3 cups but finished 12th, right? Mm-hmm. Check this. If we finished 4th, we haven't won anything, but we go into a competition, right? If we don't win it, it was irrelevant then, wasn't it? What? Because you want to see Messi and PSG turn up at the Emirates. That's all you want to see. Like you don't want to actually win it.
And that's a great point. You know, when I look at, again, size of clubs, I look at Tottenham with the appointment of Antonio Conte. I think their fans, if they qualify over a 5-year period 3 times for the Champions League, they are happy. I'm not as a Man United. The one thing about being in the Champions League that I find painful with Oli as our manager is, and this is why right now, it being the 2nd of November, I'm so depressed as a fan on a football front, because I know my club has almost 0 chance of winning anything this year. And that's horrible, because the standards are to win because of what we spend and what we're out there doing, but we're not good enough to. And I just can't sit here and accept that. And I don't care how negative people think that sounds. It's just, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. And someone here says to me, Terry, you once said everybody who says Oli out is Glazer in. What about now? Zaza, anybody that thinks that Oli, I said at the time, anybody that is Oli out and thinks that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the biggest problem at our club is Glazer in. The same as I said this morning on my show. If you still pump money into Man United, you are the Glazers. You are Glazer in. You support the Glazers, or you enable the Glazers, whatever phrase you want. If you support a bad regime and you pump your money into it, you're part of that problem. And we're not talking about governments here where you got to pay a tax, you go to prison. This is a choice. This is a complete choice. Like someone said to me earlier, yeah, but you pay government to this country, and your country, I have no choice but to pay my taxes. I go to prison. Like I don't have to. Like I can't imagine. Oh yeah, you didn't renew your season ticket, Terry. Oh yeah, sorry. Off you go to Broadmoor or Parkhurst for 6 months, Belmarsh for 6 months because you didn't. It's a madness comparison to me.
Can I read this comment out? Can I read this comment? Right, I can't see the fella's name because it's tiny little black writing. Yeah, but it says B.S. Lee. Winning is just one part of football. We might as well all be emotionless robots that just run the game through a simulation. Yeah, win that, Lee kid. You lost 2. Intelligent. For you, it's hilarious, right? That's the comment, right? Well, most of these footballers are emotionless robots, aren't they? Because they never show any emotion. It's always the same generic crap that they come out with after games. You never see a player come out. Harry Maguire did an interview after the 5-0 loss the other day, and they asked him a question. He said, "Listen, I'm only here because I have to be here because he's contractually obliged to be there, right? So, yeah, I'm only here because I have to be here." Do you know what I'm saying? It's like these footballers, right? People need to stop getting so emotionally attached to footballers. When I started supporting this club, not one of these players was here. Not one of the hierarchy was here. Probably none of the coaching staff or backroom staff in the whole club. Maybe the tea lady. I don't know. But the majority of the people within this football club right now weren't here when I started supporting it. And in 10 years, they probably won't be here again. Yeah. So it's like, why do we get attached emotionally to a footballer that's a paid employee? Like, yeah, cool. I understand people have their favourites. I've got my favourite players, but I don't sit there and back the player or the manager over the football club. I supported Arsenal Football Club when I was a kid. I still support Arsenal Football Club now. I don't support Arteta Football Club or Aubameyang Football Club. Yeah.
And it's like, and I understand the emotional thing, but the point is, you're meant to get emotional about the winning and the losing or the drawing of the game, and striving for your team to be the best, especially at the elite end of the spectrum. You know, I think sometimes that gets a little bit lost. And with the money, and I think what people don't recognize, the money that Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Chelsea spend on players, agents, salaries, the fan should always be demanding the absolute best, because we spend top dollar. Our fan bases are charged top dollar. So you should expect the best, and the best should be winning those games and trying to win those titles. And
wait, we're the third biggest club in the country, but we act like the third smallest because we're jumping around on a 9-game unbeaten streak. Whoopie-doo. Have we won anything? Like, You know, I see this last season. Oh yeah, we're the second best team in the league since Christmas. Yeah, the league started before Christmas. You know, oh yeah, but the first 3 games of this season, there was you know, it was COVID and injuries, and it's the same for every team. You know, and people were saying, yeah, but we had 7 first teamers missing. Really? Who were they then? Who were the 7? People were naming Lacazette. The geezer's been sat on the bench all season.
I do hear you on that, mate. I really, really do. We've got a question for the audience now, and I'm going to pose it to Lee as well. Today's big question coming right up. So, I want to play this clip. Now, this clip is from Jamie O'Hara, and I want to put it out there now. The question basically is, are Tottenham back, and will they make the top 4? Now, this was Jamie O'Hara earlier on today in an interview talking about the appointment of Antonio Conte and what he thinks it could bring to Tottenham.
Express how amazing this appointment is. He is a leader. Chelsea, you know, Inter Milan, Juve, absolutely fantastic. And now, what I will say is Arsenal, Leicester, West Ham, they're going to be worried because Tottenham Hotspur are back now. They're back with a vengeance, with a world-class manager at the helm.
Who do you think will benefit?
So when he says that they're back, I mean, is he must be talking about top 4 qualification. That's it. If I'm being fair to him, that's all he can be saying. Do you believe that Spurs are back, and do you think this season they can get back into the Champions League?
Well, that's the only thing he can be talking about, because they don't win any trophies, Terry. Like, it's like, you know, they were just happy to get in the Champions League. Like, do you know what? It really winds me up, modern football at times, right? Because it used to be about winning. Now it's about finishing 4th. You don't have to win. Like, you know, Jamie O'Hara is sitting there saying Tottenham are back. Back to what? Back to what? You don't win anything. So what are you back to? Finishing 3rd loser? Oh, yeah, well, instead of finishing 5th loser, we'll finish 3rd loser this year. Like, come on. Seriously, man. Some of these people need to raise their standards, mate. Elite sport's about winning. They don't win anything. So what are they back to? They're back to competing in a competition, if they get into it, which they're never going to win. The same as we will never win it. Yeah, like Chelsea, Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, teams like that, they want to win. They want to win. How many other clubs really want to win? Because if they did, they'd have a go at it. Yeah, Tottenham had never wanted to win. Tottenham's all about fleecing a global fan base, the same as Arsenal and Man United. That's all it's about. Just fleece the fans. So I do think they can get top 4. But Terry, it's 3rd loser. Yeah, great. You get into the Champions League and then you get battered by Bayern Munich. Who cares?
But that's mate, and I understand that logic. But that's what, like, that's Man United standard now. It's Arsenal standard now. It's Tottenham. It's why those teams all selected to go into the Super League, because they wanted that on a guaranteed permanent basis. So we know that's the target, and because they know that's the target, that's what's pushed out. The tier ones connected to those clubs and the connected journalists and the people on the payroll at the clubs push that narrative out that it's a trophy. And I get it. So I understand that. I think all those clubs should be vying for more, wanting bigger and better over time. In terms of them making it, though, like when you look at everyone who's in the race now, who do you look at as being the team? And it's what I want to put to the audience as well. Who's going to take that top 4 spot? Is it going to be Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, maybe West Ham? Who would your bet be on?
It's not going to be Arsenal. Let's just say that right now. It's not going to be us. I don't think West Ham have got the squad depth. If they get a couple of injuries, Declan Rice, Souček, Zuma, Antonio, somebody like that, a couple of them in one hit, then they're struggling. But they've been fantastic, by the way. They've started really well this season. So I don't think it'd be them. I think it's out of you and you and Tottenham. And just knowing how Conte is, I just think they're going to get top 4, because you can see that Man United have got quality players. You can see that they want it here and there. Like certain games, they'll turn up and go and blitz someone. But I just think that the consistency level with Man United over a long period, they'll always let you down under this manager you've got. Antonio Conte is coming in, he's fresh. I've seen him sit in multiple interviews as manager saying, I'm a serial winner. Yeah, that's how everyone should think in football. Serial winner. I want to win everything. And that's why I like people like Pep. Yeah, because he tries to win everything. And it's like, I think Tottenham will be a lot better defensively compared to your lot. And like I said, if they get Kane and Son firing again, I think that's better than Cavani and Ronaldo in terms of output. So,
yeah. I mean,
if I was to bet, I'd say Tottenham.
So I look at it this
Sorry,
way.
bear with me 1 second. I need to close that curtain because the sun's going down. I need to turn some lights on.
No worries, mate. No worries,
seconds,
mate. Yeah, do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. We have a comment here that says AFC top four. I don't know what that means, for 10 years. Further, not closer to the title, is what Giuseppe Road has got to say. Terry, I agree with you, but would you stop watching the match online as well? If not, then that's hypocritical. If Man United fans all agree to not watch games, boycott every Man United fan, all the big Man United fan channels, and everybody go, we're not watching games, we're not commenting on games, we're not doing anything, I will follow suit and join the party. I will follow suit and join the party. I've not been contributing to the club. I didn't renew my season ticket many, many years ago. I haven't bought merchandise for a long, long time as well. I'm willing to go further if everybody else is. Simple as that. I will, but I'm telling you, no one else is going to do it. They should. Maria Williams here says, we haven't won anything, but you don't not support your team because of that. I want to win because that's what it is about. With Conte, we are in the cups and could win one. That's a good start. And I hear what you're saying there, Maria Williams. I think I support Man United irrespective of winning, but my sense of achievement is that it only really happens when we do win. There is a stepping stone when you're in the pits. You don't expect to go from being in the pits to being the best team in 1 year. There's a stepping stone process, but the overarching goal has got to be, at the very least, to be competitive on a year in, year out basis when you outspend the majority of the nation when it comes to the sport. When you're not, it's always going to be frustrating for people, in my opinion. It really is. S. Wade says football is going to decline very quickly when UEFA make the top 6 teams enter the Champions League in their new format in a few years. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. I wouldn't be surprised for them just to say, right, how do we stop a Super League from happening? Let's let 6 teams qualify for the Champions League and water it down even further. What they should do is go in the opposite direction and let less teams into the Champions League. Start the Champions League in about February, March, straight into the knockout stages. Maybe 1, maybe 2 teams from the biggest leagues. And then you create a UEFA Cup like before. Maybe do a Cup Winners' Cup. But then that way you have good quality teams in each of them. And they're all high. Because when we were kids, winning your Cup Winners' Cup, the UEFA Cup, or the Champions League, all of them were looked at as major European trophies. It was actually kind of exciting to see that happening. I kind of get that you sometimes get like all the big teams in one. But the only time that works for me is when it's knockout stages. Half these group game stages are so boring.
The ironic thing is, it's called the Champions League. Yeah, and you don't necessarily have to be a champion to get in it. What a dumb name for it. It's the champions plus the first, second, and third loser league. That's what it should be called.
It's just the European Super League, isn't it? That's what it is.
That's pretty much all it is. Well, it's not even that really, because there's teams in it like FC Sheriff. Yeah, I mean, they won the Champions League basically when they beat Real Madrid the other night. You know, but they're not a super-sized football club. I mean, I don't know how big their stadium is.
I look at it this way. There are so many teams in the Champions League where if your team draws them and you're a good team, you celebrate. That's what they've got to get rid of. Yeah. You get what I mean? Yeah, like
the only way to do that is go back to how it used to be when we were kids. Yeah, it's called the European Cup, or keep it as the Champions League, but you have to be a champion to get in it. And if you ain't a champion, you ain't in it.
Yeah, then you go into the UEFA.
Yeah, you go into the Europa League if you come second, third, or fourth.
And I'm telling everybody now, if the Europa League was full of superstar teams and they spread the money more evenly, again, you'd want to win it. Luke here says Jamie O'Hara fickle according to him. On Sunday, Spurs were a complete shambles and in a mess. Now, all of a sudden, a couple of days later, they are back.
That's football fans in general, mate. It's the same everywhere, isn't it? It's the same everywhere.
I do hear that. The Red Wolf says, what's going to be more exciting race? The 3 teams trying out for first or the 5 teams trying out for fourth? I mean, look, the title race will be the most exciting. But they both will have elements of excitement to it. And again, that's one of the reasons why, though, football fans have become indoctrinated to believing top 4 qualification equals trophy, because the TV companies build it up that way, because they want that excitement. And I want to make the Champions League because the hope is that you're good enough the following year to be able to win it. But the ambition's got to be, I want to be in it because I want my club to win it. Then I think it's fine. When it's, I just want to be in it to be in it, and you don't really have any aspirations or demands to win it.
20 years under Wenger.
It's
just
crazy.
Get in it,
it's crazy.
Just to get the money to then sell all of our best players anyway, pretend the stadium's being paid off, which is why we had to sell the players and rinse and repeat it for 20 years, and then say fourth is a trophy, it's better than the FA Cup. But then when we win the FA Cup, all of a sudden it's a great trophy again. It's like, Terry, it's boring, man. It really is. It's boring.
Mate, I had an argument with someone the other day. And they were like, should we take the League Cup seriously? And I said, yeah, you should. He's like, why? I said, because cut all the bullshit. Cut the whole, I don't care about Mickey Mouse trophies. The FA Cup's small now.
It's don't dead. Win any. How's it a Mickey Mouse trophy, by the way?
Exactly. But I brought it down to like granular level. When Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans debate who the biggest club in London is, everyone turns around and everyone gets their trophies out and puts them on the table. Well, we've won all these. You've won all them. Let's weigh them up. Who's got the most? Who's got this? Every gooner worth their salt will say that the number of trophies you've won is what makes you bigger.
Yeah.
But then suddenly the League Cup isn't important. And then at the same time, people say, actually, winning a Premier League with like record-breaking goals scored and points is better than winning like a Premier League and FA Cup double. And I'm like, well, it can't be.
Because you won 2 trophies.
Because you won 2 versus 1. And by that, I said this to Liverpool fans, by that logic, if Man United win the Champions League this year, just say we do, and we break 3 records on the way to doing it. I don't know, most goals ever scored in knockout stages, 0 goals conceded in knockout stages, and we win the final 6-0, and it's the biggest margin ever. We have 3 of the best records ever for a team in the Champions League, and we win it. We'll have 4, you'll have 6. Does that make us more successful in Europe? Because we have a record attached to our 4 that you don't have. The answer is no. You're better than us in Europe because you've got 6 and we've got 4. The biggest clubs in England, in terms of,
it's on total trophy haul, mate.
It's on total. It's on
and community charity shields don't count, by the way. They're not part of doubles or trebles or quadruples. It's basically a glorified soccer aid. Yeah, it's a charity game.
It is a charity. We used to be called the Charity Shield.
But then you get people that come out and go, yeah, but the Super Cup's the same. No, it ain't. It's not a charity game.
No, absolutely. And that's my point on all of this. It's like winning trophies matters.
Thank you for that comment, by the way. That's very nice.
Yeah, from CFC Florida there. By the way, viewers, make sure that like button's been smashed. Let's get this past 750 likes while we're live on the air, please. 2,200 people watching, which is humbling as always. S. Wade says, Lee, what do you think about Unai Emery potentially having unlimited funds to spend and possibly many trophies at Newcastle? That was our next talking point. The super chats brought it along. Remember, it's my stream, but your show. So if you want to ask questions and change the direction of the show at any point, get those super chats in and we'll do it. S. Wade's asked that question. Over to you, Lee. Unai Emery coming back at Newcastle.
Good luck to him. I like Unai. And if I had, I've said this so many times, man, if I had known Arteta was coming, I would have kept Unai Emery there because I wanted him gone. And I held on for as long as I could, really, because I was like, it's getting a bit iffy, but I think he's good enough to turn it around. Some of the players are crap, etc., etc. And then I think it was the Palace game. Was it the Palace game? Or maybe the Frankfurt game? I can't remember. But either way, I was like, he's got to go. But do you know how nice of a guy that guy is? Yeah, right. Number one, he's a winner, right? But also, he's actually a really humble guy. And do you know why? Because when he came to our ground after winning against us at their ground, got a 0-0, he could have been knee sliding, running around the pitch, yeah, jumping up and down in the ground that he got sacked from. Instead, he just walked straight down the tunnel and let his team celebrate. Yeah, and then I was just like, you know what? You're actually really sound, mate. And the state of our fans and the abuse that our fans gave him. Like, and when people say, right, check this, yeah. When people say, yeah, but Lee, you want your team to lose. Go and have a look at the Frankfurt game. Watch when Frankfurt scored. Pretty much the whole of the clock end was cheering that goal. And that's Frankfurt scoring against us. So why is that allowed? You know, and and with Unai Emery, he got such stick, man, from early as well. From early, and a lot of them people have been Mikel Arteta's lawyer, like pretty much. Like, and it's like, but you weren't saying this with Emery. Oh, but I can see a direction. Well, can you? Do you know what? This is the first time, Terry, right now, that we have been above 7th in the last 12 months. It's the first time in 12 months. So Unai Emery, with a worse squad, got us to Europa League final, pants down time and all of that, spanked backsides, whatever. It all went sideways. People say he bottled top 4. Well, I suppose technically he did. But again, because he's a winner, he decided, why would I come third loser? I can actually try and go and win that title, that trophy, which will get me into that competition anyway. But I've also won a trophy. But unfortunately, Arsenal fans would rather take top 4 because they've been used to Wenger saying it's more of a trophy than trophies. So I like Unai, man. And I was so happy that he won that competition because the only team he's lost it with is us. And it's like he won them their first trophy in 93 years, man. Yeah. Like, it's mad. I think he'll do well.
I think he can do. I think he can do well there as well. And I think he's a very good. I mean, him and Eddie Howe, it appears they're the front 2 runners now for this role. And I actually think both for different reasons could be very, very good indeed. Unai Emery, high caliber, managed at a higher level. I think he'd love to be at a club that's going to that super chat. He's not going to have unlimited funds. They can only still spend within, a certain percentage of their turnover. And the Premier League clubs will block because the rules will be changed because more than 14 clubs will sign up to it, where all commercial deals have to be within market value. So he won't have unlimited funds, but they will spend the maximum and they will go for it. And I think they'll sign quality players. It'd be intriguing to see what he does. And I look at it as a Man United fan, and it's another manager joining the Premier League who's better than what we've got. And that's a worry for me. Newcastle with Unai Emery. You look, David Moyes is doing bits with West Ham right now. You've got Rodgers at Leicester, who I think is a better manager than Ollie. The jury's out when it comes to Mikel Arteta. I think I saw a funny meme actually at the weekend. Do you see that thing where it's like the 1 minute Ollie's better and then they kind of switch? Yeah, they're like neck and neck for me in many ways.
Yeah, the only difference is Arteta's won a trophy. Right?
True, that is true.
That's the only difference. I'm not going to rip that trophy apart because I actually grew up loving that trophy and I love it to bits, mate. I was one of the very few that want to win that and the League Cup every season because of growing up on that. But yeah, I think Emery, the thing with Emery is he'll get a couple of spankings because Newcastle are crap, right? But he will make them play better, attractive football, which is what the Geordies want. They want attractive football. And if they lose 4-3 or 5-4, but you've had a go, they love all that. Like, because they just want to see good football. They know they're not going to go and win a title and stuff like that. They're not stupid enough and deluded enough to think they're going to be in a title race next season.
And I think, exactly. And I think in the short term, they're going to buy. What's going to be interesting is this January. Newcastle are going to try and buy. Tottenham are going to try and buy. City are certainly going to try and buy because they need a damn goal scorer. 6 games so far this season, they haven't scored a goal in, which is embarrassing when you look at the riches they've got and the manager that they've got. So I think we could actually see one of the busiest and most potent January transfer windows that we've ever had. And they're gone, mate.
No, I was going to say, do you know the only thing I'd say about Emery going there? Do you really want to be the first manager to go there with all that dough available? Do you want to be the first guy to get sacked under that regime, like of the new? I know Steve Bruce has been sacked, but he's old regime. But of the like. It's almost like Emery being the first guy after Arsene Wenger. It was just always they were going to be on his case, and it's like David Moyes at Man United straight after Fergie. It's like, do you really want to be that first guy going in there? I think he'll do well. I genuinely do. I think if he goes there, they're staying up. Yeah, because I think he is a quality manager. But if they could just finish staying in the Premier League this season, give him a few quid in the summer, mate, he's got pretty decent talent spotting, man, for players. I wouldn't be surprised if he went in for like some of our players, Guendouzi and Saliba and players like that. Because let's be real, like he did sign them and he loved Guendouzi. Guendouzi's a baller, bruv. The amount of people that hate on that kid is mad. Yeah, he is quality. Yeah, and I think if they went and tried to buy him in January, which I think they probably can, even though he's on loan, I'm not sure how that works, they'd probably get him for about 10 mil. That's a bargain. Because I think the obligation's 11 million euros, I think, at the end of the season.
There are some seriously good football players out there that are available and that would want to, you can kind of already tell, want to join that sort of revolution that's going on there right now. There's a super chat here that says, Lee, I admire your tendency to stick to your beliefs. Tenacity, sorry, to stick to
that vodka in that glass?
When there is no hope for change and there is still fans who actually still believe it's worth it to keep players like, is it worth keeping players like Pepe and Nketiah? Well,
let me say so. I rate Pepe, and I think he's been given a rough ride by our fans. Again, like I've said before many times, if your face fits, cool. Don't matter about performances, mate. You're a star. If your face don't fit, doesn't matter about performances. Again, even if you're good, you're not a star. But mate, listen, I could quite easily sit on this channel, and I could quite easily sit on every other channel and my own channel and sit and lie through my teeth and say, yep, I'll say, all right, he's changed my mind. He's done this. I could have done it after the FA Cup final, you know, and I didn't, because I can't back saying I don't believe in. The amount of people that don't understand that is mad. When he proves me wrong, i.e. getting a title race, because this is from the words that I've been told for 2 seasons, is the best young coach in world football. Well, name me one player he's improved. You can't, yeah, because he ain't improved any of our players. Yeah, forget the signings that have just come, because they're little virgin players to our club, yeah? Out of all the other players that are there, name me one that he's improved. Saka's gone backwards. I told everyone this.
You still think Saka's gone backwards?
He don't score any goals.
What about Emil Smith-Rowe?
He scored 2 goals since February.
What about Smith-Rowe?
Smith-Rowe has scored 2 in the last 2 games. He's been superb the last couple of games. But go back before that, and he weren't great either. And it's not them. It's not them. They're quality footballers, mate. It's that manager, because he's running Saka into the ground. How come Saka can perform better when he's away from him? Yeah, it's true, isn't it? How come Smith-Rowe, yeah, can run games playing when Odegaard's not in the team, but when Odegaard's in the team, he's one of the worst players on the park pretty much every game. And that's fact. I watch every game, Terry. Yeah, but unfortunately, because our fans are such little, like, fragile beings at times, they can't accept that, because the kids came through Hale End and they go, oh, but you're picking on a kid. No, I'm not. If you want to have number 10 on your shirt and number 7 on your shirt, that carries weight, my friend. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Saka's been very poor, mate. But I don't blame him. I blame that manager. He should be giving him a rest, especially with Pepe, who's going to the AFCON. So we're going to need Saka in that little run. So why not drop Saka now, give him a little break, freshen him up for a couple of weeks, get Pepe or Martinelli in the team. Yeah, and then once he then goes to the AFCON, boom. Yeah, instead, it's running it. Mate, he was shocking at the weekend after the first 20 minutes, and he kept him on until about 84 minutes or 80 minutes. And it's like, why aren't you subbing him? The game's won. We're 2-0 up. There's like plenty of time. Bring somebody else on, freshen it up. We could go and get a third. Instead, he plays pretty much 80, 90 minutes every week. But people don't like me saying that. And this is why, Terry, I could quite easily jump up and down like half of these people do, saying we can win the title, and this goal's Eddie's goal's Bergkamp-esque, and this and that. Odegaard's amazing, and the manager's great. I could do all of that, Terry, and double the size of my channel in 6 months.
Hang on. Let me bring you back. What Eddie Nketiah goal was Bergkamp-esque? The one that he nearly missed?
Apparently the one against Leeds, mate. According to some of our fans, it was Bergkamp-esque. He shinned it, and it nearly went wide from a centimetre out. But this is what people do. But people love this crap, Terry, because if you go and look at the comments on these types of videos, it's, oh my God, blah, blah, oh, this and that. Do I have to go down that route? Like, no, I'm not going to go down that route. I could double the size of my channel by kissing Arsene Wenger, or sorry, Ozil's ass. I could have done it by bigging up the process and the project. I could have done it by saying Saka's been amazing no matter what. Yeah, I could do all of that, but I'm not fake. And when I get in bed every night, Terry, yeah, I think, do you know what? You kept it real again today, mate. Yeah, instead, I'll be getting in bed going, Jesus Christ, nobody's found out I'm blagging this about Arteta yet. Do you know what I mean? because I actually mean what I'm saying. Most of these people on the internet, as you well know, Terry, being in the same environment, yeah, and then the same platforms and that, yeah, most of them are fake.
Pepe comment here says Pepe is rubbish.
Actually, Swerve-Tell.
yeah. Mate, now listen, I hear what you're saying. I actually I was having this debate with someone the other day, and I then with them constructed a tweet and a series of stats and said, watch me tweet this out and it get traction. And they're like, really? I said, yeah, I believe what's in it. I said, but there is a way of tweeting that always works. Once 100%. You learn how to do it, it does that. Pepe is rubbish, no different to Gervinho. He has all the skill and rubbish decision making. I don't get fooled by pointless tricks and flicks. Pepe is bad.
Wow. That makes the rest of our team shit then, because he had the best output last season, really. No, listen, I get why people don't like Pepe. Real talk. He's clumsy at times. He trips over the ball. He forgets to take the ball with him. Again, not necessarily his fault. The same as Saka. Because when you're playing an inverted winger, which we played with Bellerin last season, every time Pepe drops his shoulder to come left and hit that shot that he likes in the top corner, Bellerin's there, getting in his way. Now, when Pepe plays, Odegaard's floating out to that side as well. So it's like Tomiyasu don't go over halfway, pretty much. So he ain't got an overlapping fullback. And people wonder like why we don't create. Well, you need overlapping fullbacks, and you need the creative spark, the number 10, to get in the box, not float out to the right wing every game. And unfortunately, that hinders Pepe as well. Pepe needs to do more. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, he does need to do more. But at the same time, imagine playing, scoring, and then the next game you're benched.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened to him?
Mate, listen, I can't look at Pepe, and Pepe frustrates me. He's one of them, a player that he tackles himself a lot. And I have a problem with all footballers that like trip over the ball a lot when they're trying to do skills. Sometimes it's like, just keep it simpler and pass the ball and move. But yeah, he's definitely someone that Arsenal fans just don't like. I totally get that. I don't think he's good enough personally. But it's weird, isn't it? Like how it's like I'm seeing a lot more love for Xhaka recently, and that's because there's more love for Arteta, and Arteta really likes him. Therefore, there's love for Xhaka. And I feel like...
Is it any coincidence that Xhaka and Odegaard ain't been in the team recently and we've played better? Was there any coincidence in that?
Maybe indeed. Viewers, a little bit of competition time for us now with a Football Terrace secret word. Let's have a little look at it. So, this little golden envelope behind me contains a secret football phrase. It will be something like flat back four. It'll be a football phrase. I'll give you a little clue because no one's got close to it. It's tactical base. It's footballing base. It isn't about a player. It isn't a player's name. Is
it bounce back ability, Terry?
No, it's not bounce back ability.
I just thought outside the box, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. If you super chat it and get it right, you will win a football shirt of your choice. So if you are super chatting just naturally, put your guess on the end of your super chat. Guess the secret word. We want someone to win the prize. Next week, we're adding a games console to the prize pool along with a football shirt. But again, if you leave it too long thinking, I might wait till there's more prizes, someone else may guess it and then it changes to something else. So Moments FC. No, it isn't Moments FC. I can promise you that. So get your super chats in. Have a little guess as well.
Is it Nice Drip?
No.
Best looking Spaniard I know.
Not quite. Not yet. We're nearly on 500 likes as well, people, which is amazing. So keep smashing that for us. I really appreciate the support that you are giving to the Terrace today. I want to ask you a question, Lee. With Conte joining the Prem, who currently has the best manager in the league? That's their current Premier League win percentages. Who right now in this season has the best manager in the league? Actually, let's rank them from the fourth best to the best out of these four.
That's so tough, Terry. Honestly, I know who my number one is. I don't think that's in doubt. Yeah.
Who's the one?
Pep.
Okay.
Yeah, constantly wins and plays decent, attractive football. So Pep's number one. Number two, you'd have to say, are we talking about what they've done in the Premier League, or are we talking in their
No, talking like as in like right now. How would you rank them based on their form?
Based on right now, here and now, just off of vibes.
Yeah, vibe. Right now,
Yeah.
who's the best? And viewers, we want your 1 to 4 as
Okay.
well. Write it in the comment section. And no,
Okay.
the secret word is not low block.
I'm going to go Pep, Klopp, Conte, Tuchel.
Ooh, Tuchel number 4.
Yeah. And do you know what? I really did toy with putting Conte above Klopp. But if you look at the money that Klopp spent or not spent compared to the others, I'd say Klopp's got to be second, because Tuchel had a fortune to spend at PSG. And listen, I know he's not spent a fortune at Chelsea, but Pep's undefeated, mate. That guy's quality, unbelievable. But I like what Klopp's done. Like, he hasn't had a fortune. He sold 2 of his highest or valued players, Coutinho and it was the other one he sold. It was the other one he sold. He sold Coutinho and someone else. Can't remember. There was someone else. Sold Coutinho and brought a centre back who's unbelievably good and a goalkeeper who's unbelievably good. And all of a sudden, that gave him the foundations to move forward. Suarez, there you go.
Yeah. No, he didn't sell Suarez. I think Suarez was Brendan Rodgers was still there.
You're right. You're right.
There's definitely somebody else that he sold. I can't remember quite who
there
it was.
was someone else, and he got decent dough for him as well. But yeah, I'd say in that order.
That's interesting. Gegenpress is not the phrase. So no, it's not Gegenpress. Thank you for that super chat. We had another guest here that says, is the phrase pragmatic? No, it is not pragmatic. That is not the phrase that we are looking for at this moment in time. By the way, thank you very much to Anne here, who has become an official Academy member of the Football Terrace. Thank you very, very much indeed. For me, when I look at these managers, if I'm going to put them into order right now, I'm going with Thomas Tuchel, number 1. His form in the last year is just better than everybody else's. The way Chelsea don't concede, top of the league, European champions. I would then go Klopp second, Pep third, Conte fourth. Conte only fourth because he hasn't kicked a ball in the Prem yet to see what he can do. And I'm basing it on very recent form. I think going 6 games so far this season for Pep, where his team hasn't scored a goal, is terrible. The decision making.
Chelsea fan Terry back again.
Yeah, but Tuchel's top of the league, clearest City by 5 points, European champions. I know they won the league last year, but I'm looking at it at the point of in the last sort of 12 months or so, who would I rank in that order? Now they're all brilliant, by the way. They're all world class managers. If we're doing their overall careers, for me it's easy. I would go Pep, Klopp, probably Conte. Tuchel's hard because Conte hasn't done anything in Europe, but I think he's got a lot more league titles in bigger leagues than Tuchel. So it's almost like neck and neck between the two. But Pep definitely number 1, Klopp definitely number 2. But as I said, I'm basing it on like right now on recent form. I put it Tuchel, Klopp, Pep, Conte would be the order I'd go in.
When you say recent form, you do know that 3 out of the 4 won a trophy last season. The one that didn't was Klopp.
Yeah, I do, that's true. That is true. That is true. But I do understand that. I just feel like Liverpool. It's interesting as well. Like I look at Liverpool at the moment, and they're frustrating me because it's like, why can't Klopp stop his team from throwing away these 2-goal leads and conceding so much? And that's why Tuchel right now in current form is better, because his team they're honestly, bruv, like impenetrable. 100, they're almost like 100% proof contraception. Do you know what I mean?
If they carry on with the ratio of goals scored and goals conceded, I think they'll touch 98 goals for and about 11 against. That wins them a title if they carry on like that.
Yeah.
And would he have then, he would have emulated Klopp's legacy at Liverpool, and he would have done it inside 18 months. We're signing 2 players, by the way, Lukaku and Salmaguez.
And if you know what, if he then wins another trophy in that as well, throws in a League Cup and the League Cup's open now for everyone because City are out, and It'd be interesting to see now who plays a seriously strong team. Well, like this is how that conversation came up about winning trophies. I said to a lot of Arsenal fans, again, Arsenal fans always think I'm trying to go at them. I'm like, if you play, I know you've got Sunderland, right? But you should be playing a full strength team against them and take no risks of going out, because the semi-finals look like they're going to be the big boys all against each other. You want to be in that. You imagine you play your kids, and we've seen this in the League Cup umpteen times, where you rotate for an important quarterfinal game and it just goes wrong on the night. You've got to win it. It isn't counter-attack. The secret phrase in the envelope is not counter-attack. People forget Conte did the Invincibles with you. Did he?
Conte's a bad man, bruv. He is a proper manager, mate.
He is. And he absolutely is. Constant pressure. No, that's a really good guess, but it is not constant pressure. Keep these super chat guesses coming in.
His picture
with his tongue out. Seeing Conte at Tottenham, predicting he will win 2 domestic titles and a European. When you say titles, you mean cups, right? As opposed to league. Maybe he means leagues and a Europa League. But for Tottenham, if Tottenham won an FA Cup and a League Cup and a Europa League in the space of 2 seasons under Conte, that is the best. I mean, honestly, I don't know the math on it, but he'd be their best manager since Bill Nicholson. 100%.
Probably, yeah. Because nobody else has won more than one.
Someone that Terry needs to keep Chelsea fans happy. Listen, bruv, when Lampard was messing up, you were
getting death threats, weren't you, Terry?
It's mad. I released a Christmas. Did you ever see my Christmas video I released for them when they lost 2 games around Christmas time? It was this. I think it's a Spanish Christmas song. I can't say Christmas. What's Merry Christmas? It's Feliz something.
Navidad.
Yeah, Feliz Navidad. It was that song. I was even singing and dancing in it. So don't tell me I don't have a pop at Chelsea. But when they're brilliant, you've got to say they're brilliant. We've got another guest here that says high press. No, the secret phrase is not high press. Keep those.
Park the bus, Tell. Park the bus.
No, it isn't park.
If I guess, do I get the shirt?
Yeah. If you guess it right,
I haven't put a super chat in, so does that count?
Yeah, but you give me your time for free on the channel, so it's all good, my friend. So yeah, you can have your gets there. What did Bill Nicholson win? I don't know. He did the double. I know he did the double.
He did the league, and he did the.
I think he's the first manager to ever do the league. But I think maybe I know that he did the. I think he's the manager to do the first manager, and Spurs were the first ever team to do the league and cup double. I think. I think my dad told me that. Little bit of knowledge there, maybe. Thank you very much to Luke for becoming an official Academy member of the Football Terrace. That means so much to us. We're pushing close to 600 likes now, people. Let's get that done. We've got another guest here from G that says freestyle football. It isn't freestyle football, but keep those guesses coming in.
I'm sorry to cut you, Tell. Yeah, I've just brought up Bill Nicholson's achievements at the club. Yeah, he won the 1972 UEFA Cup, the European Cup Winners' Cup in '63. Yeah, he won the league in 61 with the FA Cup, which is what you were talking about, the double. Yeah. He then won the cup again in 62 and 67. He then won the League Cup in 71 and 73. Fucking hell. Yeah, mate, they need to find another Bill Nicholson, really, don't they?
Well, they do, and that's the thing.
Like, since.
And that's, I mean, literally, the guy was a don. They won all that, and that was when my dad was like a young, like a 10, 11-year-old up into his early teens. Like my dad is 66 years old, and like he isn't like he's all right. He's doing all right in life, but it's like, I do want Spurs to win at least one more good trophy in my dad's lifetime, just for him.
Never, they're irrelevant anyway. But I don't.
Just
listen,
for my dad.
I don't get the whole jumping up and down thing for beating Spurs and all of that. Yeah, but I don't want them to win anything. Like I don't want them to win a throw-in or a corner. Do you know what I mean? Because like. I just don't, but it's not like I don't go hatred with it, like and make a song and dance if we beat them because we always beat them.
I get that. It's more just for my dad, bro. Like, just want my dad to have a little day,
like when happiness.
Like when Spurs did that comeback against Ajax, like I was emotional for my dad, like because I knew how happy he was seeing it. That's the maddest thing about my house because I've got brothers that are Gooners, Liverpool, Orient. Not that Orient really comes up too much, but dad's Spurs, so it's kind of weird, like. I like beating them, but there is because of my brothers and my dad, and I love them. There is this element of I'm happy for you. That's how I kind of get over my team being so bad sometimes. Total Football, big up, gents, great show. It isn't Total Football. Keep those guesses coming. What we got here?
Is it even in English, or have you put it in Spanish or like?
No, it's an English phrase. It's quite a simple one, really. Quite a simple one indeed.
A game of two halves.
Oh, that is very, very close. That is very, very close indeed. That is very, very, very close to being right. Very, very close indeed. Very, very close indeed. But keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. Is it that one? You're now making me second guess what it is. Do you know what I'm going to have to do?
You're going to have to look.
No, you might know, because I thought it was something else, right? No, I know what it is. I'm gonna take it out of this envelope and I'll put it into a different one if I have to, right? Because you're now making me challenge myself. Because I've got the list up in front of me and I thought I knew what it was. Let me just take it out of here and check. I'm not going to put it on camera. I know what it is. Yeah, I knew it was that. I knew it was that. I have to put it into another. Yeah, actually, you weren't close. You weren't close. You just made me think. You know, sometimes you're like, oh my God, was that it? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And I'm going to make another note of it now, and I'm going to stick it down on my monitor in front of me so I can't ever lose sight of it. But I'm putting it back in a new envelope, which I'm going to lick it. There, and it's done. And I'm going to reattach it over. But no, it isn't. Hang on, let me put it back here. All right, like this. Oh no, my little stand's falling apart now. All right. That'll probably collapse and fall off now. Sell together with blue tack. It's solo production. It's actually quite like, it's not an old phrase. Like, people are asking, it's not an old phrase. It's a pretty good one for me. It's a pretty good one. What are we saying here? Pep, Klopp, Conte, in that order, all have won the Premier League before Timmy Tuchel. Tuchel needs to beat those guys over a 38-game season, not 10 fairy magic. I don't know what you mean. No, I don't get.
You've got to judge him over 38 games.
Yeah. I get that. It's the last comment that I didn't quite get. Is it ticker-tacker? It is not ticker-tacker. I kind of want somebody to get it. Go on.
No, I was going to say, with Tuchel, he came in and they were 9th. They've signed 2 players. They've already won the Champions League. They got to FA Cup final. He got them 4th, which is 3rd loser. But he did win the Champions League. But he took them from 9th to 4th. Signed 2 players, of which one of them ain't bagged the goal and has been out injured for a couple of games. The other one's been sat on the bench most of the season. And now they've conceded 3 goals in 10 games and they're sat top of the table. So when people get on to me, Terry, about sacking somebody who's not a club legend, by the way, and getting a proper manager, that is what you can do.
No, mate, I do hear, I do hear you, and that's why I'm in pain as a Man United fan. And part of the title is "Are United Doomed?" And we just are. I had this half a hope in the last 18 months that we were trying to build something for the future, and not so much like Ollie's going to be. People kept on again not getting it. I don't expect Ollie to be here for 25 years. I'm talking about having a plan where you go from one manager to the next, and there isn't this big overhaul. But hearing us not want Antonio Conte because he doesn't fit the commercial corporate model, it sent me over the edge.
Have you got to that point with your club where you've just accepted that you're just not interested anymore as a football club? Because I've got to that point, but it still angers me. Like I've accepted that the club ain't interested, but it's like it still angers me because we're the 3rd biggest club in the country and we should be interested.
I try my best to like vibes. I try my best to be like, I'm just going to, I know we're not going to win. I'm just going to take each game as it comes. But then I see the wage bill. Then I see what we pump into players. And I said it, people equate that to like backing a manager. It isn't. Keeping Ollie in his job right now isn't backing him. He's set up for failure because he is not good enough to, I can have the best Formula One team, the best Formula One car, the best everything. Terry Fleurs, is not winning the championship. I still need to be an elite level driver. You can't just put anybody in those fast cars and make them win. And we have a manager who just isn't quite good enough. Some other guesses here. Equalizer, no, it is not Equalizer. We had another guess that came through the beautiful game. I'm going to give you all a little bit of a clue. It is defensive based. It is based on the defensive element of the game. So that will give you a ballpark idea for a phrase. And if you get the phrase almost right, we'll give you it. We really want to see if we can get a winner on the football shirt. There's been a lot of you guessing today. Get those super chats in now to win a football shirt of your choice. It's defensively based. To do defending in one way, shape, or form. Alan here says, I can't believe how salty rivals have been towards Conte managing Spurs. In the summer, we were too small a club to land him. Now we have Conte is toxic and will ruin Spurs. Those tears taste so good. And that's very true. Again, the toxic thing, there's no such thing as, he isn't toxic. I actually heard someone today
I don't get where people think that Conte is like some sort of bad guy. Like, that's ruined your football club.
I heard a pundit say this. They said
a lot of people have said that.
Well, they say he gets toxic when he doesn't get what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? That's elite. He left Inter Milan because they said sell to buy, and he went sell to buy. I just won you a title for the first time in a decade.
Exactly.
Rip my contract up and bollocks. See you later.
Exactly. It's just, that isn't toxicity. That's knowing your worth. And do you know what he does? He does in life.
That's elite.
What I wish I had the money to do. And and what I mean by that is, wouldn't you love to be like at work? And they say, you've got to do it X, Y, and Z way. No, I'm not doing that. It goes against my principles. You have to. No, I don't. And you can just afford to walk out and walk away. That isn't toxicity. That's someone knowing their worth, knowing the standards.
I used to do that in direct sales every week, right? Yeah, or well, not every week, but quite a lot. And I used to go home and I'd sit down and I'd say to my bird, oh, yeah, I jacked that company today. She'd be like, what are we going to do? I was like, what do you mean what we're going to do? I said, I'll have another job by the morning. Yeah, and it's like,
mate,
but it's not because I have loads of money in the bank. It's just the industry bit. That's how I am. I'm just like, I'll do what I'm doing to the best of my ability when I'm on it. Yeah. You don't tell me if you ain't done it.
No, I hear you. Joshua here says double pivot. It is not double pivot. I can assure you it's not double pivot. Sweeper offside trap, no. Zonal marking, no. Offside trap, no. No one's got it yet.
Free at the back.
Park the bus. It is not free at the back. Low block, no. Zonal marking, no. Man marking, no. It's a defensive phrase. You would say it when watching a game. You'd say it at a point in a game. That's all. I can't make it any more obvious than that. It is defensively based. Keep
great tackle.
Woo, no. But keep those super chats coming, people. Lee's getting loads of guesses in. You guys have got to get him in quick.
You can tell that he hasn't told me the answer, innit?
No, I don't think he's a toxic man at all. Jose becomes toxic because he takes it out on the wrong people. Someone said, he said he wants to kill his players that don't work hard enough. I'm like, it doesn't mean it literally. It's just a bad translation. But
did you see the clip? I think it was against us when he was Chelsea manager, I think, right? And they didn't win the header off the corner or something, or they were zonal or whatever. And he's grabbed hold of the assistant and he's pushed him. He's going, get down. I'm like, I love all that, man, because them players are now going to be petrified to put a foot wrong. Yeah. And they're going to raise their standards. And when you see your manager doing that and instilling that into your team, people took the piss out of Klopp for standing there, giving it all the hey in front of the cop end. Yeah. But he brought into the principles of that city and that football club. Yeah, and now look at them, because the fans, we're taking part in that because you get it, mate. Yeah. You, and I watched this with Carragher the other day. I don't particularly like Gary Neville, but he's got a channel, and I was watching him and Carragher walking around Liverpool. And Carragher said about the Spice Boys and that, saying that they didn't represent Liverpool as a city because they were too flashy and this and that. And that's what Liverpool's about. So when Klopp come in and did that, the fans were like, flipping out, this geezer gets it.
No, mate, 110%. No one, I've put all the super chats up. You're not right. Clearance, no. Shutting up shop. It's along the right. Like, you're getting warmer with that guess. You are getting warmer. Leaky defense. It'd be the opposite. Shutting up shop's kind of close. It's along the right ballpark. You could never.
Watertight defense.
Oh, it's not too far
Mate, this
away.
Is going to be something so simple. We're all going to go.
It is. And so I'm not even seeing anybody put it in without a super chat yet. If I give you this clue, it's going to be so easy. It's defensively based. You would use it to describe Maybe a relationship between two players on a pitch, something along those lines. So keep those super chat guesses coming. 50-50. That's not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess. Not quite, though. Not a bad guess. Keep it coming.
The defender had him in his pocket. Have I got it?
Lee Gunner.
Did I get it?
Lee Gunner. I've got to unveil this here now.
Did I get it?
The secret phrase is, it might not focus the camera, but it's bad lighting. In his pocket is the secret phrase. Lee Gunner got it right.
It's not rigged. I genuinely didn't know.
Lee Gunner got it right. Oh my God. He got it right. He got it right. So like relationship between two, you got him in his pocket. Now,
come on.
Do you want the shirt? Or are you going to donate?
Nah,
to
give it away, man. Nah, give it away to someone.
Who's getting it in the audience? Who's getting it? You got to pick someone.
Just pick somebody who's got a super chat intel. Just you can go through them on the dashboard. Just scroll through and just pick one, mate.
Oh,
Tell me when you're scrolling, and I'll just say stop.
It's hard to do that. Do you know what? Audience, pick one of the super chatters. Pick one of the. They're saying it's rigged, but Lee's giving it away. It's hardly rigged.
If it's rigged, I'd have kept it ain't rigged. I didn't even know we were doing this today.
Audience, pick the super chatter that should win the shirt, please. Pick the super chatter that should win the shirt. Let us know now. Let us know now who you think should win it. Ray's putting a big donation there. Ray M's putting a donation. Me, please. I support Inter, is what Samuel said. Who you got? Like, there's no universal person here. Give it to me. Is what Shri has got to. At least they're being forthright with it.
There's been a lot of people that have put one. Can't you go onto the dashboard and just go to monetization, supers, and then just scroll? And I'll just say stop.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah?
I'll do that. That makes it easier.
Yeah, because then it's fair, isn't it? Because I can't see it. You're in charge of it. You're scrolling it.
Listen to this, guys. I was literally about to say that, bro. Come on. I was trying.
Sounds
to
like Arteta in a press conference.
Remember, the competition comes back next week where we're going to give away a games console. So, right, I've got supers up. I've got the big one up now. So I'll start scrolling.
Start scrolling, and I'll just.
Way. Is that work? Right, that does work when I do it. I'm going to start scrolling. I'm looking away.
Stop.
It is Sasku Yunucha. Sasku Yunucha. I think you're based in the USA. The name is SASUKE. Surname UCHIHA. I might have murdered your name with my dyslexic brain. I'm going to write your name down now. But bro, you were the guy that was randomly picked to win this prize. In fairness, no one actually guessed it right. So it isn't like 3 people guessed it rightly, but you've won the prize, my friend. Congratulations, brother. I actually think he's a member of the Terrace as well. He super chats quite a lot.
I think he is.
What do you mean? How can it be rigged?
How's it rigged? Not a single person guessed it, and I guessed it and gave it away. How's it rigged?
I know. Come on, think about it.
I told you, I've got an elite. I'm elite, bruv. Like I can't help it if I want to win everything. Like,
Lee's elite. Lee got it right after 10 clues. Well done. So, bro, reach out to me. She's paid in US dollars, so I'm assuming you're in America. I'll get that ordered and sent out to you. I know Mark Neighbor got his shirt the other week as well, and everything else. Wait, did Terry? Yes, I must have said his name wrong. That's the name. How would you pronounce that? I pronounce it Sasuke.
Uchiha.
Okay, I did say it wrong. That's who won. That's who won. That's who got picked. Man on. No, it's done, bro. No more guessing for now. Is it squeaky bumped? Why is that happening now? They must be watching the playback. Stop guessing.
They might be watching it 10 minutes behind.
Stop now. I haven't seen him comment, so he might not be watching the stream anymore. I'm going to have to reach out to him. Send me a DM, bro, on Twitter, and we'll get that ordered for you, my brother. But listen, everybody that has tuned in today, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. We're back live after Manchester United versus Atalanta this evening. Subscribe before you leave if you like the show. before you leave, if you loved it, make sure that like button has been hit. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you